Buenos dias, clase. Hope you guys are doing well. We're starting our first full week of digital instruction here, and we'll be beginning that today with Observa dos in section dos. We just finished last week Así se dice dos, list 2 of vocab, and that had to deal with different meals of the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the different types of foods that are eaten at those meals. And you guys did some practice with that. I enjoyed watching your flip grids about that. And so next we'll be moving on to section 2, which is Observa dos. And so you'll want to have your packets out for this, and you'll be looking at this. Page 5 in your packets is where you'll want to fill this out using the slides here. So this will be page 5 is what you're filling in, and then page 6 here is what you'll fill out watching the video that's posted in Wayside. It's from the textbook, just like the ones we watch in class, that you'll do here on page 6 after I'm done. So if you turn to page 5, Observa dos, this section is titled ¿Qué comidas te gustan? And so what you're learning to do is express which foods you like, specifically using gustar and encantar, those 2 verbs. Previously, you've done this using querer and preferir, saying I want or I prefer. And so this is just another verb, gustar, to express like and dislikes. And so you guys have actually already used me gusta quite a bit, so this should be somewhat familiar. And so we're just going to learn a little bit more about it and how to use it. So that's what we're doing here. So the verb gustar is used to express likes and dislikes. Okay, and like I said, you guys have already done this quite a bit when we were learning to express identities. You would learn to say things like me gusta bailar, me gusta jugar béisbol, and ask questions using te gusta jugar béisbol. So this should be somewhat familiar. Okay, so that's what the verb gustar is. The verb encantar, on the other hand, is similar to gustar. It does mean to express you like something, but it's a little stronger of a verb, and it really means I really like or I love. Okay, so I think many of us could say me encanta la pizza, meaning I really like pizza or I love pizza. Or if instead you wanted to say I really like to play baseball or I love it, you'd say me encanta jugar béisbol. So these 2 verbs are similar, it's just one is a little stronger than the other, but they function the same way grammatically, and I'll show you that. Okay, so the verbs gustar and encantar, they do not function the same as regular verbs. Okay, so they are both AR verbs, but they're not irregular. They use a completely different structure. Okay, and when you use gusta or encanta, you have to use a different set of pronouns to indicate whose preferences they are. Okay, so like I said, you guys are already pretty familiar with me, okay, and that's used to express your preferences. Me encanta la pizza. Okay, me encanta el béisbol. Okay, so these are the pronouns that you'll be using to express whose preferences, who likes that thing, that noun that's being described in the sentence. Okay, and outside of me, the other pronouns you'll use are te, le, nos, or les. Okay, so those are the 5 that you'll use. Okay, so on your sheet there, you see a list of the 5 different pronouns used with me gusta. Okay, so notice that the verb gusta doesn't really change, right? Other than if you could make it plural. What does change here are the pronouns that you would use. Okay, and I'll show you those in a second for gustar. But here is what they mean. So you guys already know what me gusta means. That means I like. Okay, so that we've already learned. So go ahead and fill that in. you've also already learned te gusta, okay? Meaning you like. Now, we've mostly used this as a question, okay? Te gusta? Do you like? Te gusta la pizza? Do you like pizza? Okay? Without the question mark, it's just you like. Okay, so we have me gusta and te gusta. This one we've also used a little bit, and that's le gusta. Okay, le gusta would be used for he, she, or you, formal, like or likes. Okay, so she likes the pizza would be le gusta la pizza. I like the pizza, me gusta la pizza. Okay. So these three, me, te, and le, are used for singular subjects, okay? I, you, and he or she, okay? Now the two that we haven't really used too much, we haven't used yet, and that I'm going to introduce to you here are nos and les, okay? So as you can probably predict by now based on our other pronoun chart, nos gusta would be used to express we like, okay? So, nos gusta la pizza, we like the pizza. Okay, so nos gusta, we like. And then finally, we have les gusta, which is they, or you all, plural, like. So, les gusta la pizza, they like the pizza. Okay, so these are what are going to be really important here when using gustar and encantar. Okay, you cannot use gusta or encanta without using the proper, these are what are called indirect object pronouns. Okay, I'm not going to go into what those are, what those mean necessarily, because it's not important right now, but what you need to know is that these are called IOPs, indirect object pronouns, and you need to use them with certain verbs like gusta. Okay. Now, what's critically important about gustar and encantar is that they only have two forms. Okay. So, what those two forms are, and these are already on your notes, I believe, so you don't have to rewrite them. But all our other verbs, you know, have 5 forms, right? So, o, as, a, amos, an, or o, es, e, amos, en. Now, gustar and encantar, however, do not follow that structure. Like I said, they only have 2 forms, so they're actually a lot simpler than regular verbs. Okay, so gustar, there's only gusta and gustan. One is singular and one is plural. Encantar, although a different verb, follows the same structure. There's only 2 forms of encantar, encanta and encantan. Same, singular and plural. So, whatever you're describing, whatever the noun is how you'll know whether to use gusta or gustan. And then whosever preference it is, you'll just put that pronoun in front. Okay, so depending on the thing that's being described. So let's look at these examples here. So our noun here in this sentence, me gustan los pepinos, the noun being described is los pepinos, cucumbers, plural, so therefore gusta is plural and it's gustan, okay? If you look at the second example, I'm only describing one cucumber, and so that changes to singular and we use this form. So it would be me gusta el pepino, okay? So encanta would be the same way. Me encantan los pepinos, me encanta el pepino. So it works both ways. And finally, last thing that you're going to fill in your notes here, this is critically important. You need to make sure, like we do with other verbs and nouns, okay? You need to make sure 3 things match, okay? Your verb in the sentence, and the verb meaning gustar and encantar, the article in front of the noun, so el or la, los or las, and the noun all match in number. Okay, so the verb, article, and noun in the sentence all need to match in number. Now, notice I didn't say gender and number, right? Because gusta and encanta, it's a verb, right? So verbs don't have anything to do with gender. They have to do with quantity, right? But the article and the noun obviously need to match, and you guys already know that. So let's look at these two examples here. Again, we have the cucumbers. So, me gustan los pepinos. Okay, we've got our verb is plural. Our article to describe the noun is plural, los, and the noun itself is plural. Okay. Second example. Me gusta. Gusta is singular. El is singular. And our noun itself, pepino, is singular. Okay, so notice how they all match. I believe the example on your notes is about classes. Okay, so same thing here. It'd be me encantan las clases, or me gustan las clases. One class, you would say me gusta la clase, or me encanta la clase. So, same rules apply. Okay, so what I want you guys to do next is, in a blank spot on your notes, perhaps on the back of this page, or you can submit it directly to my MHS, it's up to you. This is Actividad 21 in your books. This is on page 218 if you'd like to turn there. You don't have to, but what you see here are a bunch of possibilities of food or drink items, okay? And what I want you to come up with are 8 frases, 8 phrases, okay, using either me encanta, me encantan, me gusta, or me gustan, or if you want to express you don't like something, you'd say no me gusta, or no me gustan, okay? So try to mix it up with your use of encanta and gusta, in singular and plural, and you can also use no me gusta. Okay, so what I'm looking for is that you guys are able to match the correct form of the verb, the article, and the noun. Okay, so you could do this one of two ways. You can write it in your notes, handwrite it since you're already writing, take a picture of it and submit it that way. Or if you'd rather type it into the text of the assignment itself on my MHS and submit it that way, that's fine. If you want to write it first and then submit it, it's up to you. But what I need turned in are 8 sentences, 8 phrases, using these examples that you can show me that you understand how the structure of gusta and gustan work. Okay, so these will mostly all be me, all right, expressing it about yourself. Later on, I'll get you to practice with the other pronouns, okay? But I really want you guys to understand the singular plural piece to match the nouns first, okay? So that's what you're turning in for today. After this video, I want you to watch the video in Wayside, okay? It should be the first one in there, Observa dos, and that you're going to fill in page 6, okay? The next page after this one in your notes. It's also posted on page 218 in the book. If you click on the compass, the video will pop up, but I'll go ahead and just post it to Wayside Assignments to make it easier. All right, so gracias clase. Please let me know if you have any questions. Okay, adios.